If you want to know how we went from a fender like this to a fender like this with nothing more than a can of paint and a hammer and a chisel, stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. All right, first things first. We got to pull it off and get it cleaned up. I think once we get it cleaned up, I think we'll put it back on here. Kind of draw out some of our lines here. You know, I'm thinking maybe a stenciled, or no, a pinstriped flame would look really good on here with that raised curve. Well, you guys seen it at the end. I haven't seen it yet, but I hope it looks pretty good. Okay, so I moved the bike, went to grind this, realized why didn't I just leave it on the bike? It'd be so much easier. I wouldn't have to worry about clamping it. I tried to clamp it down on the. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this back to the bike and make it a lot easier on ourselves. All right, you can see we got our fender done, well, half done, up to the line there, and the side. What we see here is some of the pitting. Let's see if I can get it in there. Some of the pitting from the factory. That's all right though. We'll use that to our advantage when we do our flame or our tempered flames. And we'll be right back. All right, now that we got the paint removed off the fenders, what we're going to do next is, unfortunately, we got to use a very expensive tool. And well, here at Budget Builders, budget's not a problem because there isn't one, because there ain't no damn money. So what we got over here for a tool, what's what we got to find? So here we're going to get a little inventive. It's the only way that you're really going to get it done. There it is. High dollar, pristine, one of a kind. That is our tool. All right, so there's two ways you can really do this. One's called sinking, the other's called raising. We're going to be doing the sinking. All right, so what we got to do, and we're going to do it on the long part of the fender here. It'll give us more area to work with. I think it'll look a lot nicer. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up with an idea of an area. So we'll say, we're going to say somewhere right in here. And I'm using a paint marker because I can't find my Sharpie. But it's blue, and who don't like blue? So we're going to come in right here. And then we're going to take our masking tape, and we're going to go from this line here down. And once I get it taped up, I'll bring you back. Okay, now that we got it all taped up, what I wanted to do, get a piece of paper and print off some of the pinstriping flames that I liked, but I don't have a printer. So we're going to try to freehand these, and I've never freehand anything. So let's hope it goes good. Alright, had another idea. Instead of just drawing it on here and kind of fiddle messing around, I'm going to do a couple practice tries on a box, and hopefully that'll give us an idea how to do it. And then we'll do it on here with a pen, and then trace it with our paint marker. Alright, that's going to be our hammered out design there. Let me grab some tools, I'll be right back. Alright, here's the tools we got. We got a big 3-pound sledgehammer. I think this is a 16-ounce cross peen. This is a cross peen as well. This is a homemade ball peen hammer. This is a store-bought ball peen hammer that I found on the side of the road. punches. We got some homemade punches and a chisel. So that's what we're going to do to raise this. And of course, our old trusty log. All right, let me get set up real quick, and I'll show you how we start the outline and then how we'll start sinking it. So before we start this, I'm going to go ahead and say the head of this hammer has been softened. You never want to strike hard steel and hard steel. The shrapnel that'll come off of there is like a little bullet. So I'm just going to state that for the start. All right, so I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to sink the big spots first, right? I'm going to kind of go through here, get an outline, sink the big spots, and then I'll come back through, and I'll work my way from our fat fuller to our narrower fuller. And I'm hoping I don't have to, but if I need to, I'll use our sharper chisel to get those fine points in there. And then I'll show you what we do after that. All right, so here we got the rough beat in of our fender, how we're sinking it down. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come through and we're going to kind of finish these lines out, right? So we'll come through with our chisels, finish these out, pull these down more. And after that, then we'll flip over and chisel these areas down and in to give it that 3D popping out effect. Should look really good when we're done.
Mike died. So here I am talking about how I should have taken drawing classes and/or waited for something to copy, but we will keep running with it. I am trying to figure out what this looks like. Maybe vines or fingers. Hard to say at this point, but the technique is still the same. Gives anyone in their garage the opportunity to make some great-looking custom fenders or really any metal parts on their stuff with just a log and hammer and some practice drawing. Ha ha. My mic is still dead and I have no idea. Sorry, I will be checking it more from now on. I am wire wheeling the metal to clean any burrs off and to get a bit better of a shine on it. That will help us see the tempered colors run for the unique color we are after. Here I am explaining how I am going to heat it all up, focusing more on the top, and as we get the colors we are looking for, I will put a wet rag on it to lock in the oxidized metal color. We are going for a dark blue at the top, then a bronze in the middle, and a straw color at the bottom. However, something that never occurred to me is that I am colorblind.
All right, so we got our oxypropane torch here. We got our stuff set up. We got it all grounded, welded, so on and so forth. We're ready to start bluing. Use your imagination a little bit. These are supposed to be flames. I'm no artist. At best, I'm a person with a hammer with anger issues. So, but the concept stays the same. We're gonna blue it and then bring it down into a straw color, and it should look pretty good.
I had overheated the metal in a few spots, causing it to turn a dull gray. Only thing to do with it now is wire wheel it off and try again.
All right, we got our wire wheeled off. We're ready to start the bluing again. Hopefully a little better luck this time. Alright, so we got it all pretty good. Mike's died, so I'm sure I'm going to have a couple silent scenes or a voiceover or something. We got it all pretty good. We got our blue up on the top. We got our bronze I was looking for a little more straw. We accidentally blued this right here, so I wire wheeled it off. We're going to hit it again and see if we can get that matching straw color for it. Alright, so here is kind of what we ended with. It's not bad. I think with some better flames, I think that'd look pretty good. Alright, we got it all prepped up now. Now we just got to, we're going to mask and tape this off, and then looks like we're either going to paint it black or red, because those are the only two colors I have right now. So, give me a sec, I'll mask and tape it up, and then we will paint it up to see what she looks like. Alright, now that she's taped up, we'll take our knife, and then we'll cut out the flames, so-called, on here, and then we'll paint everything that's, you know, supposedly supposed to be a flame. Alright, here we are all taped up. Almost kind of like tentacles or something, I don't know. I'll get it set up so we can get it painted up, wipe it with alcohol, and we'll be ready to paint. Alright, let's see what we got happening here. Well, here's the finished up product. What do you guys think? It didn't come out the flames like I like. Maybe we can hit 100 subs or something. We'll go through and we'll get some pinstriping designs and stuff, and maybe we can put them on there, and I'll hammer it out again, see if we can make it look a little better. But all in all, I mean, the concept still applies. I think it came out all right. Leave me a like and a comment. Let me know what you guys think.